Hey everybody, I am reading a book called Trusting God Even When Life Hurts, and this message, for whatever reason, I feel is particularly for my friend Cherise. I hope you don't mind me sharing with everybody, and I don't know why I thought of Cherise when I came across this, but I want to read this to you and hopefully anybody else who's listening, and hopefully you're blessed by this. This section is called Holiness. We've already seen in a previous chapter that another intended result of adversity is to cause us to grow in holiness. God disciplines us through adversity for our good, that we may share in His holiness. Hebrews 12:10. But what is the connection between adversity and holiness? For one thing, adversity reveals the corruption of our sinful nature. We do not know ourselves or the depths of sin remaining in us. We agree with the teachings of Scripture and assume that agreement means obedience. At least we intend to obey. Who of us does not read that list of Christian virtues called the fruit of the Spirit? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I think I read that wrong. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Galatians 5:22 through 23. And agree we want all those traits in our lives. We even begin to think we're making good progress and growing in them, but then adversity comes. We find we are unable to love from the depths of our hearts the person who is the instrument of the adversity. We find we don't want to forgive that person. We realize we are not disposed to trust God. Unbelief and resentment surge within us. We are dismayed at the scene. The growth in Christian character we thought had occurred in our lives seems to vanish like a vapor. We feel as if we are back in spiritual kindergarten again. But through this experience, God has revealed to us some of the remaining corruption within us. Jesus said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit. Blessed are those who mourn. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness." Matthew 5:3 through 4 and 6. All of these descriptions refer to the believer who has been humbled over his sinfulness, who mourns because of it, and who yearns with all his heart for God to change him. But no one adopts this attitude without being exposed to the evil and corruption of his own heart. God uses adversity to do this. In making us holy, God goes deeper than just specific sins we may be conscious of. He wants to get at the root cause, the corruption of our sinful nature manifested in the rebellion of our wills, the perversity of our affections, and the spiritual ignorance of our minds. God uses adversity to enlighten our minds about our own needs as well as the teachings of Scripture. He uses adversity to rein in our affections that have been drawn out to unholy desires and to subdue our stubborn and rebellious wills. I don't know if that means anything to you, Cherise, but I just felt to read this. But we often resist God's work in our lives. We shrink from the rod of God's discipline instead of seeking to profit from it. We are more desirous of relief from the adversity than we are of its profit unto holiness. But as we look to God to use His discipline in our lives, we may be sure it will, in due time, produce a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Hebrews 12:11. This is an awesome, awesome book. Trusting God even when life hurts. Anyway, I hope that was a blessing to you in some way. Love you, girl. Bye.